Hi everybody, it's me Aiden. Welcome to my second favorite place to make videos, my bed, yay! So it's Monday, and you all know what that means. It's a breast update video. Yeah, so if you guys watched my last video, you would have heard that my right boob, my incision split open. Yeah, the pictures are all right here. Have a look-see. But now the left boob is starting to split open. And the left boob is potentially worse than the right because the left boob is splitting on both sides, but the middle is still sealed. So the picture's here. And it's a bad situation. It's not as bad as you guys saw as the right boob on the left side, but you know, if it continues, then I think the left boob is ultimately going to be the worst because it's splitting on both sides, and that means that once the middle splits, who knows what could happen. I mean, it's not like I'm going around braless. Like, as you can see, I'm wearing a sports bra. I wear my supportive bra. Like, I think I've gone braless once for like 10 minutes to change my bra because I couldn't find it at the time. I thought it was somewhere when it really wasn't. So I was running around the house braless for like 10 minutes looking for the bra. But that's it. I think it just may be because maybe because of my breast massages that I was doing. Maybe I was just putting too much pressure on the incision site. Because I would take my hand and I would kind of like rub it just to kind of like break up the tissue. That was the idea I had in my head, to kind of like soften the scar, because the scar was still really like hard, like it's still like palpable. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be ugly. So I would kind of like just softly like massage it, just kind of get blood circulating there and all that good stuff, and kind of soften up the tissue. So that could have did it. Sleeping on my side, I'm a side sleeper. So, maybe I was putting too much pressure on it, or sometimes when I lay on my tummy, I always have a pillow underneath. So, I mean, that could have did it. I mean, there's lots of reasons it could have happened. It does happen, unfortunately. It happened to me. So we're keeping progress on it. The doctor is, which is great. It's great that this happened before my time was up, because I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you have any complications with the surgery within the first 30 days of having the surgery, then it's the surgeon's responsibility. They have to fix it, or they have to do something. At least that's how it is in California. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in California, if you have complications with the first 30 days, they have to do something. They can't turn you away. And I have my little app on my phone that was counting down my surgery day, and then once it hit the surgery day, start counting up till how many days it's been past then. So I knew exactly how many days I was past surgery, and that's why I was able to be like, hey, you still have 5 more days, before you can turn me away. So since it was a legitimate concern, he has to keep following up with me, and all the follow-ups are free. It's all included, so I'm not paying anything to see my surgeon to follow up on his work. But yeah, so it's tough. If it's not one thing with me, it's another. So I'm getting so used to this now. I can I never have anything easy. For me, it's always some type of challenge or hurdle I'm jumping over. But I'm not letting this get my spirits down. Obviously, it sucks. It's not painful. thankfully it's not painful, but it does just suck that, that this is happening to me. And another thing that's been going on, because the steri strips, how they work is like you pinch down the skin. Let me show you how it works. You pinch down the skin and then you put the steri strip on, and I'll show you the steri strip because it's on there now. Ooh, camera. Can you see that? The white thing, that's the steri strip. So I push down on the skin to get it to get the hole as closed as possible, and then I place the steri strip on there so it stays put. And as you can see right there, I'm discharging, and yeah, like it's starting to like pull my skin, cause some bruising. It pulled my skin up here, clear off. That's a patch of skin missing from the steri strip. So it's not pretty down there. It kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Life goes on, right? So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it doesn't progress any worse. I don't get an infection. The skin doesn't start, decaying or whatever, and then my implant ends up showing up, and then that would just be more surgery, more, pain. It would be sucky if that happens. Like I said, this is just a complication, especially with the inframammary incision, especially for us skinny girls. I went from a double A to a D cup. So it's a lot of implant, and my skin was very tight, and, it's loosening up, but it's not, I guess it's just not loosening up quicker than the scars are healing. And, because the skin is still kind of tight and I'm still like doing all my regular activities, it put a lot of strain on the incisions. So skinny girls going from really small sizes to really big sizes, and you get inframammary incisions, this is something that you have to consider when you get breast augmentation, because it's something that can happen to you too, especially if you have really tight skin like I did. It's definitely a possibility. And the surgeon, he warned me before surgery. He said he at first wanted to do through the nipple. I didn't want to do through the nipple because I know my areolas aren't big enough. My areola is probably, before surgery, was probably the size of a nickel. And to stuff a 650cc silicone implant through something that was like this big would have left me with a scar, and a noticeable scar, and I didn't want that. So I opted for inframammary because, it seemed the better of the three choices. I didn't want through my armpit just because it was going to be summer, so it was going to be hot, which means it will take that scar a lot longer to heal, plus bacteria and all that good stuff that grows in there naturally. Like, that's just super risk for infection. I know a lot of girls get it there, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. So inframammary was, the best choice for me and what I wanted to, and, what I thought would be good. But, he warned me. He was like, dropout is a big thing with inframmamaries, incisions, the incision opening. It's a possibility. But me thinking, oh, that's not going to happen to me. And look, it happened to me. Not on one side, but on both sides. So, you guys, that's something to be mindful of when you're having breast augmentation. I'm definitely keeping my fingers crossed and keeping my energy positive, that I heal fast and it doesn't progress any further than what it has. I really wish, and I know the complications with having him just stitch you right back up again. I know what complications that would have, but I really would just preferred that he numbed me up and then just stitched me back up again with the stitches, because it just would have been so much easier than the steri strips. I think anyway. But I'm not a doctor, not yet anyway. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.